Hello friends, welcome to my session 2 continuation. We will see the walls. In the previous session we saw the levels. Now we will see the walls, editing of walls and the wall options. Now wall is the first modeling tool. While learning we'll be learning this first. So walls creates, tool creates a non-bearing wall. There are types of walls, like we have the masonry wall, generic wall, brick wall, uh, exterior CMU insulator. So these are types of walls which are used in different countries. Normally in India we use 9-inch brick wall, or we use 9-inch with masonry. So when you see on the Revit tools, there is an 8-inch wall. So we need to create a 9-inch wall by ourselves and define the materials. So first let us, by learning, we will learn how to create a 9-inch wall, masonry wall, and then start our project. So without going, we will see the wall options. So when you click a wall tool, so what happens is there are a lot of settings that you need to do uh, before drawing the wall. Now let's see the settings first. So we say wall. When you click a wall, the options comes on the ribbon, below the ribbon, where you need to define the height or the depth. If you define the height, then your wall will start from the ground floor to the first floor. So if you define the depth, then your wall will start from the first floor to the ground floor. So it will be reverse. So we need to define the height first. The height, you need to define the value as 10 foot, and you need to set the floor. So from which floor you are going to model, which is your base floor, and up to which floor you are going to go. You can go up to third floor also, but since normally the walls are created floor by floor wise, so we said it is the first floor. Top of our wall lands on the first floor, so we'll say first floor, and the height is 10 foot. So you need to define here 10 foot. First set that, and then we will have the location line. So here what is the location line is the wall center line. Here you have a lot of options which you will see. Center line. Now what is center line? So you see that in this wall, the reference line is in the center. So when the reference line is in the center, the 9-inch wall that you're going to define will be from the center of the wall. Similarly, there is a location line called finish face exterior, which you need to set according to your project. So how do you want the measurements to be? So we will say finish face exterior means the reference line that you see, the blue color dotted line, the 9-inch will be taken from that exterior. Okay. So wall face interior means the reference line will be here, and your wall will be drawn from that line to the outer side, which will be taken 9 inches outer side. So for arc walls, you can define the radius in this portion. So once you define this, you can go to your screen and draw the wall. So let us go to a screen. Here we stopped with this in the previous session where we finished creating the levels. And then suppose I want to start the walls at the ground floor. So you need to go to the ground floor plan view. So double click the ground floor plan view. So you are in this now. You can zoom and you can find the cursors and the elevational views. Now once you set it in between the screen, in between your view, then you need to click the wall tool here. Click wall tool. Now first I need to set this one. So you can see then the properties bar, there are different types of walls. So let us take the generic 8-inch masonry. And we will convert that to a 9-inch wall, and we will create our own wall, which the thickness is 9 inches. Means by default our brick thickness is 9 inches, so we say 9-inch. So we will define that in a moment of time. Now here you have the height and the depth, so we define the height. So once you define the height, So once you define the height, you see this is unconnected. Okay, so unconnected means your base is in the ground floor, so your top will be on the first floor. Since we have set the level of the floors as 10 foot, even though it is 20 foot here, automatically that level will be set. So you need not type there. Similarly, the location line. So currently let it be in the wall center line. So when you click wall center line, as I told you, the reference line will be in the center. Radius is not required now, and we have the tools here. You see the 2D tools. So these are to draw the different types of walls. This is a straight wall, line. This is a rectangular wall. This is a pentagonal wall, inscribed polygon. You can define the number of sides, and this is an arc wall. So if you want to define an arc wall, here you have these different types of arcs. Center, first you will define the center and bend both the ends. Then here you have your tangent arc and tangential walls. Here will be, the next will be the filleted walls, your rounding of the corners of the building. Certain times your walls are not sharp, the corners will be smooth. So we will see, and this is the pick option. So you have 2D plan that later on we will see. So when you pick your pick your lines, automatically walls can be created if you have the 2D plan with you. So that we'll see as a separate session. So click the wall line. Once you set that, save the project. So once you set that, and once you define this is 8-inch masonry, so before that we need to define, we told you we'll create a 9-inch wall. So in order to create a 9-inch wall now, click edit type. Click the edit type button. So the property box, type property box opens. Always take a duplicate of it. Take a duplicate, click duplicate. Here you type the name first, say 9-inch masonry wall. The name can be anything, but 9-inch I am referring it as a reference for me. Okay. Now we have defined only the name, not the thickness of the wall. We have not defined yet. So we need to define the thickness. In order to define the thickness is still 8 inches. So we need to define the thickness now. So click the structure, click the edit button. It goes to a property dialog box assembly, where here you can see that the thickness is 8 inches now. So here you will change it to 9 inches. Type 9 inches, click OK. So now you have defined the, you can see the width now changes to 9 inches here. Yes, later on we'll change the material. Now these are the standard default properties. So when you click OK, you can see that in the properties, the types of wall, your 9-inch masonry wall has come. Okay. So once the 9 is, you can choose this, and then the property box, whatever you have set here, always comes in the property box. So here you have the wall center line. Base constraint is ground floor. Let us see the base offset later. Top constraint is up to the first floor, since we have set it. Okay. Now how to draw it is click on the screen first. Drag your cursor. Zoom it if you want. Now it is telling you, and you can see that if you move your cursor like this, it will be non-inclined walls. And now we are going to have a straight wall. Straight wall. So move your cursor straight, make the reference line straight, keep the reference line straight, type your value. Suppose I want to draw a 12-foot wall, type 12 and press the foot. The apostrophe button, which is representing as foot, press enter. So you can see that it will be cut, and you can move your cursor down and try to create your again a 12-foot or 8-inch. Later on, after clicking also, you can change your values. Automatically it will adjust. So you say 10 foot. Again change your cursor. Say 11 foot. enter, then come down, say 9 foot. So whatever is the measurement according to the plan, then come back here. So you see that reference line is matching with that. Click it and you can close it in this way. So press escape to come out of the command. Here you have drawn the walls. Okay. In order to draw the partition walls, since we are drawing now straight, we will use this. Click on the corner and just drag it and make it, fix it. Automatically it will try to adjust the measurements. Now you can see it is showing the measurements. Press escape. Press escape. When you click on this, it will show the vertical measurement. When you click the vertical, it will show the horizontal measurement. Okay. So if you want to change these measurements, there are a lot of ways that you can try out. Now suppose I say the center to center of this is 10 foot. You need to understand the center, since we have referred it in the center. So if you want to change that, type 11 foot, automatically value changes to 11 foot. Okay, now suppose I want to move in some inches, 11 foot, maybe 10 foot 6 inches. Either you type the value as I just shown to you, or use the arrow cursor in your screen, in your keyboard. The 4 arrow buttons are there. Okay, behind below the shift button, there are 4 arrows: right arrow, left arrow. So if you press the down arrow, you can see that the value gets changed. Up arrow, the value gets again changed. In this way, you can change all selected, and you can change your use the left arrow to move left and right arrow to move right to your screen. This way you can adjust the distance later on also whenever you want to make changes. Okay. Now once this is done, if you want to see the walls in the 3D view, you cannot go here and first check, because there is no 3D view. The first time you need to go to the top here, default 3D view, and click the default 3D view, so you can see now the walls. It is in the hidden mode. You can change your mode to realistic to see the realistic mode, and the wireframe mode. Okay. So by default it is always in the hidden line, so keep it in the hidden line, and you can rotate your cursor and see how it looks. Okay, back to your home button so that you come to your original position. Now let us go back to the plan view, click the ground floor view, and we will try some of the walls again. So click the wall tool again, wall architectural. Now basic 9-inch masonry wall, the same you need to set every time because it may change. Suppose I want to draw a rectangular wall. Click this rectangular wall, drag it on the screen, left and the top and the lower left corner. You can click and finish it. Press escape, and you can adjust the dimensions as I taught you earlier. This is your rectangular wall. Suppose I want to draw the circular wall. Click the circle button, select it, and drag, give the radius, specify the radius. Say 4 feet 6 inches. Click that, and you can then select this, and you can click this and change the radius of the wall. Future if you want, and you can change it. Okay. Now we will do the other walls also. We will quickly go through this in the polygonal wall. So this is the polygonal wall, which says the sides are 6. So you can define the sides as pentagon wall as 5 or 10. So as per your requirement, drag, click on the screen and drag to specify the radius, or you can type the radius. Say 5 foot, 6 foot, you can type the radius, and you have drawn the polygonal wall. And this is an arc wall. So first select the start. If you want, you can use this reference to know what is happening, it says click to enter the arc wall start point. Say click, then flips the orientation, select, and then you define the radius. So you can move your cursor to both sides and you can define the radius of the circle arc to define the arc walls. Similarly, this also center ends arc. So define the center and then both the ends. Here we have the tangent end wall. So you need to define the tangent wall. Then you will be having the fillet arc now. Now what is fillet arc? Fillet arc is cornering, rounding off the corners of the straight wall. So you need two walls here. So click this button, fillet arc, define the radius. By default it is 1. You can define the radius by clicking on this and make it radius 2, or you can directly on the graphics select this wall and select this wall and drag your cursor so that you define your radial wall. Okay, so this is how you draw all your walls there. So suppose again you want to see the 3D. Now the 3D views have come in the project browser. Now you can use the project browser 3D, double click that, and you can see that all your walls have been done. Okay, so this now setting the floor levels. Now since we have already set the floor levels, we go to the south view, double click the south view, find that the walls have been generated up to the first floor. It's 10 foot since we have set it. You can dynamically edit it by selecting this. You can pull this arrow and drag it automatically, which goes to 20 foot. So this will happen in the, see here, automatically the constraint has gone, and then the unconnected height has become 20 foot. Now since we have done this dynamically, okay, now you go to the 3D view once again, you can edit the wall height. Now you see here, it has gone to 20 foot. You can even do this, select this wall, drag it as per your dimensions, drag it as per your dimensions. Okay, you can change it again here. Now once this is selected, the properties of this only can be edited. You can see that the base is ground floor, the top constraint come here, the top offset is there, top offset is 6 foot 8 inches. You make it as 0, press 0, then automatically click apply, automatically the wall will set up to your height. Okay, so whenever I want to select only one, so it is one selection. So property of this wall can be edited. Suppose I want to select both. So now editing can be done in any views. So I can go to this editing in the ground floor. I double click that. I want to select both these walls. Press Control and select. Okay, or there are many ways. You right click. You can say select all instances visible in view. Okay, so when you say visible in view, all the things will get selected. When you have this is a different property, this is a different property, then the property same walls with same properties will get selected. So you can select have multiple selections in this way, and then you can edit it. Say suppose I want to edit, I'll select one, right click, okay, select all instances visible in view. Then you can change your top offset at the top constraint. Now let me set the top constraint. Click here, top constraint up to second floor. Okay, now you go and see in the 3D view. Now you can see that the height has increased. Okay, similarly you can do this way, select all and up to the first floor. So you can see how the level constraint is helping us in editing easily. So in this way, if you go level by level, your editing will become easy. Okay, so this is how you draw the walls, and we have seen some type of editing the walls. Okay, So one editing is we saw in the ground floor. You can use the cursor and you can move it. Here you can use the cursor and move it. This is the editing in the 2D view. Okay, and they are editing the height we saw. Okay, editing the thickness we saw. So now we have learned how to edit the thickness, how to edit the height, right, and how to edit the options to change the location line and create a new wall. Now there is one more editing of the wall which is called edit the profile. So this is very important. So edit the profile. So suppose you want to edit like a fort wall, changes, you have decorative walls in the terrace. Okay, so in order to do that, we will see how the editing is done in the 3D view. So this editing can be done only in the 3D view. So go to the 3D view and then select this wall. Once you select, now click the edit profile. Edit profile. You can see that the wall has changed into the sketch mode. Okay, now I may want to edit this wall, so I remove the sketch because I don't know, this is 2D editing, so I delete that sketch and I want to draw my own shape. Okay, so how to do that? So this is the editing mode which will frequently occur in Revit. Now I want to draw a line first, so click on the endpoint. Make sure you are following the reference line, otherwise it will show errors. So first a line of 3 foot I have drawn, then I go to this arc, click the length of the arc and give the radius. Similarly a line, then again an arc, radius and an arc. Then do that. You want continuously, but there should not be overlappings. If there is overlappings, it will show errors. So in order to avoid the overlappings, I draw the line and then draw the arc. Or you can even draw a straight line. So whatever shape you want on the line, you can try to draw it. You have to follow, only the thing is you have to follow the reference line and come and close it. If you are not able to close it, then you may have an error now. Okay, now you see that it has followed the reference line. Click finish editing mode, which is the green check symbol. Once you do that, you can see your wall has changed into your own shape. Suppose you draw the wall. Suppose you edit the profile, select it, you edit the profile. You can reset the profile to your previous thing where your walls will be straight now. Edit the profile. If you try to draw a closed profile in this, in between, see what happens when you say finish edit mode, you get a hole. Okay. In this way, you can try to create your own decorative walls by measurements. You can type the measurements as per your wish. Say 2 foot, 3 foot, whatever you want. Okay. Say you want to edit it again, select it, edit the profile. You can select, use the control, and if you want to copy this, use control and press the move symbol, click done. So you can get your decorations as you can extend it. So as per shape, only the constraint that you need to remember is when you edit the profile, it should be in the same plane. The plane if changes or some gap is there in between, it will show warnings and it will not get closed. So again you need to edit it properly, only then your walls will be formed. So friends, we have seen how to edit the walls and how to draw the walls. Okay, so in the next session, we will see how we will take a project, a small house, and we will define how to draw the walls and I'll show you how to draw a plan. So we will get a plan and see how according to the plan you need to draw the walls and finish the project. We're talking about Revit structure. In Revit structure, session 2B deals with how to start a project. All these previous sessions, you have seen the user interface, learned everything. But the starting of a project, and you have some files in AutoCAD, like the grid files and the plan. So that also we will see. So you also need to know some basics of walls using the pick method and the draw method. This is for the practice, so that we can learn Revit structure very easily. See, so this is our AutoCAD plan, where the ready-made plan is given to us. The units it's a multi-story which has 3 floors. So we will create 3 floors, 3 levels, rename it, and the units you see here is in meters. So we'll change the units and we'll import it in Revit and then start working on it. So let us import this. Now just have to have a detailed reading of this. We have a bedroom here. This is the balcony, and we have a bath, WC, kitchen. So this is a flat system living room, and the whole thing is repeated here. Though it's a typical story. So one part, if we finish, the other part is similar, but you cannot mirror. Since we have not learned mirror, you could have mirror it, but we have not learned mirror and all. So in the next session, which we will be learning, so we'll be using the pick method and the draw method to see how walls are created. Now we go into the Revit. Here, by default, when you open an architectural template, the units are in foot. So we need to change that. So in order to change, we know that we have to go to the manage, click manage project units, and change the length unit to meters. So once you set it, click OK. The next step will be to create the levels. So let us quickly create the levels. So click the south elevational view. Now it's saying 3 meters. So floor to floor height is 3 meters. We'll quickly rename this as ground floor. So I will rename it as 1 dot ground floor. Okay. So click. It will ask you to rename. Say yes. And then we will say first floor. And it should be 2 dot first floor. So we'll say 2 dot first floor. Yes. So we will use the pick option of levels. So go to pick level, use the pick option. Here offset would be 3.0, and then use this option, create 2 floors, and rename it as we have done it earlier. So press escape 2 times and then come double click it. We will say first floor, second floor, 3 dot second floor, and this, let it be the terrace level. So we'll say 4 dot TERRACE, terrace. Once you complete this, our next stage would be to import the AutoCAD plan. So double click the ground floor level, which is 0 now, and we have set. Now, in order to import AutoCAD, we go to insert. So either you can link the CAD files or import the CAD files. So when you say import CAD, okay, so go to the file where your folders, where your file is, go to that folder. So I've kept it somewhere, so I'll just go and say select this file, and here it is saying DWG, and the colors is preserved, means the black color, white color of background of Revit, it will be preserved. So it will not change. Otherwise, it will change to the AutoCAD color. And auto origin to origin and units is automatically detected. Okay, click open. So once it is gets imported, you may not be able to see the drawing. So you can see the processing happening. Now, so it is imported, but you may not be able to see it because it is somewhere else. So you need to zoom it and find out where here you're not able to see. That means here the visual mode is in hidden. So make it wireframe, then you might be able to see it. Zoom down. You can see that the icon is here. Later on we can bring out the icons to the elevation icons and we can correct it. But first our objective is to draw the plan. So here you see is right click zoom to fit. You're able to see it. So later on we can fix the views. Okay. Now when you select it, it comes as a block. So select it and here you can say explode, full explode or partial explode or make this as wireframe. Okay. Now what happens? You can directly draw over this object. Now click the architecture. Okay. Click the wall architectural. Now the basic wall you see is 8 inches. So we need to change that because you can see that the wall thickness is 230 mm or 0.23 meters. So we go and say edit. First we need to check out this, as I already told you, height. So here it is unconnected. You make it to the first floor automatically and it is in the wall center line. So we will have to change it accordingly. So we can make it finish the interior or exterior, whatever is, we will change it later as soon as we go here. Okay, now we'll go to edit type. Click edit type, click duplicate, say 230 wall, some name so that we can recognize the 230 mm because we need to draw the partition wall also. So here the width you can say is 20 only. So not so 200 only. So edit it, click edit and here you change the value as 230. Okay, so 0.230 is the meter. Click. So we will have to create one more walls which is a partition walls. Okay, so once again you go here edit type, duplicate. You will say 115 mm wall. So rename as per your wish. Click OK. Then click duplicate. Then you go here edit. Here you change it to 0.150 and click. Did I duplicate it? Is what we need to see. Click OK. Now here there should be two walls now. 230 mm wall and 115 mm wall. So click the 230 mm wall first. Since we have set the options, we can directly go and use the pick option. So first let us do the pick option and then we will go for the draw option. So when I try to pick this, now here I have kept it as finish face interior. Now use the pick option. You see that whenever I click here, the highlighting is shown in the inside. You can see that it is exactly fitting on the plan. So you just pick this. Just pick this. So this is the 230 mm wall. You can say finish face interior. You can drag it. Now since here this is a partition, so we need to leave that and draw only the 230 mm walls first and then we can pick and drag the other option. Now you see there's a split here. Okay, so instead of doing the split, what you can do, select this and drag the wall. Pick the corner and drag this. Okay, similarly here also. So again you go to architectural wall, architectural click the pick option, select see whether the 230 wall is selected, and then use the pick option to draw this 230 In this way, you will continue drawing this. So if you want to see in the 3D view, now as I told you, first you have to go to this option, here default 3D view, select it, and you can find that the wall is modeled. Okay, even in this view also, you can try to pick and draw the walls. Now let us draw one more wall of the partition walls. So now, in order to draw the partition walls, change the wall thickness to 150 wall and try to pick this. You can see the wall is created. Similarly, you can go on picking. So once you do that, then you can go again to the ground floor view and continue drawing your 115 wall. Now let's pick this option. You can see that 115 is perfectly fitting on it. Here. You can drag it later or pick this option and drag it to that end. Here also. Now you can see that the lines, the thickness of the wall is showing in a highlighted form. So in order to remove that, use the thin lines on the top. So you can see that it will be de-highlighted. So that is the line weight. So click wall architecture 115. Again, use the pick option and try to draw inside. Some have already drawn the walls, so it's saying it is overlapping. Somewhere the walls are getting overlapped, so we can remove that later. Okay, so now we have almost completed this wall. So if anything is left out, see, now any warning, any highlighted walls overlap, you can see the warning. So one of them will be ignored, so it will show in the orange color. So just say Control Z and remove that and pick the proper options. Okay. So in this way you can check out whether you have done it, all the walls. So once you have modeled, now we can use the draw option. Now how you to draw option is click the line, and on that drawing itself you can directly pick the 230 wall and try to draw it. And if you want to draw, see it is going outside. Now cancel it because it is in finish phase, exterior. So at that time you need to change this thing to wall center line so that it refers the center line, and now you can see that the wall is being marked from the center line. So whenever you get a warning in that way, so delete the wall and draw it again. So here, again the highlighted wall is overlapping. So you can use both the options, that is the 3D view, okay, and try to draw this. And small editing we can do it later. So in this way you will be completing your walls, and you can copy this and place it here because the measurements are the same. So it is a duplicate of that. So you can copy it, or if you want as a practice you can draw it. In this way the whole model will be completed, and then we will be editing it. So thank you for this session. In my next session I'll be teaching We'll take the modify tools and see how the walls can be modified in different ways. Thank you again for your patience. We'll meet in the next session.